Well, hello everybody, welcome. I am Scott Silak. I'm the Executive Director of the Mental Health Recovery Services Board, and we are just so thrilled that over 300 of you chose to join us today to recognize not only the 30-plus nominees, but our 9 awardees that are here in the room today to receive their beautiful award or trophy or whatever you want to call it, but they are spectacular this year. Before I start out, I need to recognize those folks that have made this opportunity happen for us. First of all, I need to thank those that have actually made the nominations. Without your thoughtfulness and kindness related to those you want to recognize, we couldn't do this without you. Also want to recognize the elected officials in the room, and we have Commissioner of Lucas County, Lisa Sebecki, with us today. It's my honor to also recognize and ask my Board of Trustees who are here today to please stand. It's always good to put faces with names related to folks that work for the board, so I'm going to, while I won't introduce them by name, I will ask all of our board staff to just stand and be recognized, please, no matter where you're at. We have a couple back there as well. A couple of shout outs to staff, Michael for coordinating this, Faith, Phil, our IT staff, and Robert that have put so many hours in, and of course the volunteers that checked in. But we are here today to recognize the 9 awardees, and these events are possible because of the graciousness of the Lucas County voters in passing our tax levies. And so I want to say thank you for supporting issue 8. A little closer than we'd like, but thank you just the same. I always say, it'd be great if we could, as a community of behavioral health enthusiasts, vote on specific issues and get their families and get their friends to support our issues. If we were able to do that, we could truly advance our agendas beyond just passing local levies. So we really appreciate your support. We can't do this without you. Behavioral health is a bipartisan concern, and we see that at the polls in the spring, so thank you. This is our 10th annual recognition breakfast. And it just keeps getting better and better. This room is spectacular. It's the first time we've been here since the remodel, and it's just fabulous. And but I know that there's many people in the room that have been to many of our events, breakfast recognition awards here. So just from a show of hand, how many people have been here 3 times? Go ahead and put your hands up. How many people, and keep them up, 4 times? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anybody been here all 10? All right, all right. All right. Now that's some commitment. By the way, I've been here all 10 too. So we want to start out by recognizing our nominees. So if you hear your name, first I'm going to ask that you hold applause, and we will be recognizing the awardees later in the event, but we just want to recognize the nominees at this point. And we're going to ask that you come up, and we're going to get a photo of everybody right here. So I'm just going to start in on them in no particular order. Kylie Craig, Christine Miller, Steve Rogers, Kaisha Peace, the Zeph Center Assertive Community Treatment Team. ACT Team, Teresa Greer, Jonathan Leach, Janice Walters, Kristen McKinley, and Nicole Spellis. Now, I know Nicole's here. Here's, Michael, you want the awards? All right, so these are the nominees for all the categories for the 10th Annual Recognition Awards. Let's please give them a hand. This is a new thing for us this year. We'll get it down a little easier, but we want to certainly show our appreciation for those nominees. They do special work every single day in our community. They deserve recognition as well as all of you in the community that work each and every day in our behavioral health field. Thank you for what you do. Does anybody else want to take a picture? Yeah. Thank you. Video, right? At this point, we're going to show a very brief video on how the awards actually come about, and then we're going to go launch right into the awards themselves. So thank you and appreciate you each and every day.
At this time, I'm going to ask Dr. Gordon and Scott to come so that we can start to pass out our awards. Our first award is for Crisis Intervention Training Officer of the Year. And this award goes to a sworn law enforcement health professional who reaches above and beyond the call of duty, striving to alleviate the stigma associated with mental illness. And we're going to show the nomination video at this time.
So Doug has been with the department for 12 years, and he's volunteered in multiple ways. One of the things that he does on his own free time is he's a peer-to-peer support mentor. So he's available to fellow firefighters to help connect them to community resources. He's always there for an extra ear. He's all about like the notion of wrapping people with the services that they need so that they can be the best firefighter and person on the line and off the line. One of the things that like always stood out to me was at the academy where everyone who's a new recruit goes, he was that teacher that you saw before you even saw him instructing a class. He was up there explaining the various supports and services that were in place to help new hires, and he has a way of always introducing himself, always making sure that people feel seen. Like, I remember the very first night that I was at a fire station, I was super worried and like obviously nervous and scared, and so I didn't really know what to do, so I was sitting in the kitchen by myself, and Doug sat there and sat down with me till 11 p.m. and he was there sewing patches on a hat, and he just asked me questions about myself and, you know, made sure that I felt welcomed. Doug is one of those people, one, that always has a smile on his face. So he's always communicating non-verbally. You know, he's always just very open and honest, and just, you know, he's never the type that has his arm crossed. He's an amazing firefighter. I mean, he's got all these wonderful qualities, but he's the first person to be able to throw a ladder, jump into an attic, and do all the things that you traditionally think makes a great firefighter. But I mean, his best qualities are, you know, his big heart and his love for people. And I think that that's probably one of the main components as to why he is the firefighter that he is today. Hi, my name is Jacqueline Jacoby, and I nominated Douglas Harmon for First Responder of the Year Award.
Awesome. Yes, I want to make that correction. This is for First Responder of the Year, and it's Douglas Harmon.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Just put this back up here real quick. Can you put that up there for me? Thank you. All right, I'm just going to set this here.
Got it?
I just want to quick thank you. On the way over here, my wife asked me, she's like, "You nervous?" And I wasn't. I was good. And the truth is about me, I'm not nervous until I'm in the fire. It's just kind of how I am. So I'm a little nervous now, but on the way over here, I was good. So I want to thank the Lucas County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board for this award. I was honored to be nominated for the award, and I'm absolutely honored to be chosen for the award. I want to give a shout out to some of my coworkers from the Toledo Fire Department: Chief Martinez, Josh Archer, Jamar Winston, my twin brother John, who works with me at Fire Station 17, and Jacqueline for nominating me. Thank you guys for being here. Good. That's good, yeah. And this one's even better. Hang on. And I also want to thank my gorgeous wife. Hey, baby. I want to thank my gorgeous wife, Brooke, for her support. Hey, baby, you look great. She could stand up if she wants to, but anyways, this little lady, my wife, Brooke, she's my daily rock. Nobody supports me like she was, and I'm telling you, she wouldn't have to stay good and kind to me. The Lord knows I have not always been good and kind to her. And sometimes when we're hurt, we walk out, we leave, and she could have left me, that's the truth. But rather than leaving me, she stayed with me. She hasn't just stayed, but she's also pushed me personally towards mental health on a personal level. She's encouraged me to get counseling, to overcome some addictions of my own. And when my success was pretty good, she didn't just say, "Thanks, Doug, good enough." She said, "Doug, I want you healthier, for you and for me." She said, "For us to be healthy, I need you to be healthy." She said, "I don't want us, Doug, to just be mostly whole. I want us to be full of life and health." And it's strange because I want to be healthy too, but for me it's easier to make healthy choices when somebody else is pushing for me and rooting for me. So I want to thank you for rooting for us, babe. And the job as a firefighter, you know, we deal with mental health crises And sometimes we are going through them ourselves. When you're doing CPR on a baby, it's hard, and we have to deal with that. And when you're go on somebody who's been burned severely in a fire, and they're conscious and alert, and they're talking to you and telling you, hey, can you call my wife? That's hard. So while we help people who are in mental health crises, sometimes we have suicidal patients or people who are really struggling. We also need help ourselves. So I want to wrap this up here. My phone locked me out. Here we go. So I want to shift gears and talk about how Lucas County Mental Health and Recovery Services Boards bears some similarities to my wife, in my opinion. This board is out here doing for others what my wife has done for me. They're out here rooting for people who don't have people rooting for them. They're out here encouraging people who just aren't getting much encouragement. They're out here, quite frankly, for those who aren't really for themselves yet. So I want to thank Lucas County's Mental Health and Recovery Services Board for all you guys do too. So thank you.
That's awesome, Jada. Make sure we cut that for the next levy. Got that on video. Absolutely. Our next award is the Peer Involvement of the Year Award. And this recognizes a woman or man who had time without expectation, whose presence leads strength and dignity to others, who has positively impacted the lives of other consumers.
Lucy's been a member of the Thomas M. Werner Center for probably 3 years now, and she really exemplifies the idea of peer support, and she's busy from the minute she walks in. She's been involved in every class we offer. She loves to do the art, and she's actually very talented. She also is really, really active on our board, and she did that through taking some advocacy courses at the center, as well as becoming engaged in our outreach. She travels with our staff, she sits at tables, she talks to people in the community about who we are, and what we do for the community, particularly those who are living with mental illness. When new people come to the center, Lucy is there, she's smiling, she's ready to talk to people. So other members are drawn to Lucy. Part of that is because she's so open and friendly, and also she's not afraid to tell people what she's been through. She will give people tours. She does whatever it takes to make people feel comfortable at the center, because as she has expressed to me, the center has done so much for her. She is active in the community as well as at the Werner Center. She is involved in a human rights committee. She sits in the surgical suite at St. Anne's and comforts and helps people who come in there for surgery and their families while they're waiting. She has been active in her church. She's just really somebody who has engaged in the whole process of recovery in the way that we would hope everybody would want to engage. She's even engaged in mental health first aid. She went to a training session where she now can train others about mental health and mental health first aid. What's really been amazing has been watching Lucy grow so much in her confidence that she ran for a board position. She was elected by the members of the center to represent them on our board of trustees. My name is Patty Robb, and I nominated Lucy Diaz for the Peer Involvement Award.
"2024 Peer Involvement of the Year, Lucy Diaz."
Hello, thank you, Patty. I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board for this award. I am very honored to be a part of this event. When I was first diagnosed with mental illness, I carried a very heavy stigma. I was embarrassed, ashamed, and I did not want to be judged, so I kept it a secret from my friends and family. Well, since then, I have come a long way, and I credit my time to the Werner Center for helping me overcome my stigma against mental illness. The peer support from the staff and my fellow members, as well as the awesome classes offered, such as leadership, exploring emotions, and peer support, have helped me embrace my recovery and change my outlook about mental illness. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize the importance of all mental health agencies working together for their clients. My Zev Center mental health team is how I was introduced to the Thomas M. Warner Center. And I want to say thank you to Dr. Michael Thompson and to my therapist, Juanita Vasquez. It is so critical to recovery success that members, or clients as they refer to us, know that there is an entire system working to help us succeed in recovery. I now spend a lot of time at the Warner Center, a place I consider my home away from home. When I am there, I am engaging in programs like expressive arts, thank you, Alyssa, fitness, thank you, Lindsay, and socializing with my friends and peers. The friends I have made through the center have helped me be a better, stronger person and has empowered me to go out and advocate for mental health. Of course, I am also grateful to my family for their ongoing support. I love you guys. I would not be who I am without them. And because of the love and support given so freely to me by the staff of the Warner Center and their belief in me, I am now serving as a member of the Center's Board of Trustees, using my voice to help improve the lives of my peers. Again, thank you very much for this recognition. Every time I look at this award, I will see what a better, healthier person I have become. Someone who has broken through her stigma and no longer ashamed of her mental illness. Thank you.
Our next award is for the Alcohol and Other Drug Professional of the Year. This award recognizes outstanding professional service in the area of addiction prevention, treatment, and recovery services.
The impact Marvin has had on our organization has just been huge. He reaches a lot of people in the community as well as the individual clients that we serve. We quickly saw, wow, he's really a leader. And so he started working with our Renewal House, which is a men's recovery house in East Toledo. And he brought a lot of innovation to that program, making sure that all of the needs were met of the residents, that we were looking at like holistic care for them. At the recovery house, we have 10 beds there. So we have residents that come in and out that stay with us for a period of time, and then they go on to their own housing. And so he has had so many success stories from that program. And so that's when we said, maybe we should have him do even more. And so he started working with Project Direct Link, which is a program that provides medication-assisted treatment in the jail. And he really focused on making sure that everybody had access to treatment. Marvin has touched probably countless people. I think the thing that's the most remarkable about him is he always considers everybody. So he's always like, are we reaching everyone we should? Are all of these underserved populations seen but also heard? Do our staff feel seen and heard? Are we making the right decisions to really reflect what we're doing in the community? And he is Toledo born and bred, and so he really cares about his community and reaching the same places that he was at as a kid and making sure that nobody's left out. And that's also what led him to work with our Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity Committee. So he oversees all of our criminal justice programming in Lucas Wood and Hancock County. And so he just provides a lot of education, making sure that we're being creative in ways that we're reaching people, whatever we can do to provide them treatment while they're incarcerated. And then once they get out, making sure that we're really linking to people. And then he provides a lot of support and education to like medical providers. He does tons of education and awareness on addiction, mental health, wellness, kind of all of the areas of the whole person, making sure that there's access for everybody to be able to know about resources and to be their best self. My name is Victoria Graham, and I am so proud to nominate Marvin Houston for the Lucas County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board AOD Professional of the Year.
Alcohol and Other Drug Professional of the Year, Marvin Houston.
All right. Doug, how you made it to today without being nervous? I've been nervous for weeks, so. I would first like to thank the Lucas County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board for selecting me as a 2024 AOD professional. I don't think that anyone got into the field considering the possibility of receiving an award or recognition at any point. I most certainly did not, so this is greatly appreciated. More importantly, thank you for all the work and support that you provide to the agencies, communities, and the workers in the community. So much of the work done would not be possible without you all. I would also like to thank my supervisor, Victoria Graham, for nominating me and for your support. I can thank you for so much, but I want to highlight that we truly do work together, and so many of my accomplishments are our accomplishments. This holds true for my entire team. This win would not be possible without a great team. I would thank them individually, but Robert told me to keep it short, so I'm gonna make sure I do that. I would also like to thank one of my previous supervisors, Terry McCoy. Although we crossed paths later in my work, she has such an impact on my development, and we accomplished so much together as well. Thank you to Ohio Guidestone for providing me with a home to do meaningful work each day and to grow and develop. I would also like to thank my mom. She's here today. I'll keep it short and just say thank you for every single thing. Nothing that you've ever done has gone unappreciated. Finally, thank you to the individuals, agencies, programs that work relentlessly to provide care for the community and the individuals in it. There's so much impact and value on what each of you do. No one agency, person, program could do it alone, and I know that without a doubt we will all continue to do great work in the community that we serve. Thank you, and congrats to all of the 2024 award winners.
Carter, your award. They gotta take your picture. Got it? All right. Our next award is the Advocate of the Year Award. And this category recognizes outstanding advocacy efforts in the areas of mental health and addiction.
I nominated Dr. LaShade Scott for Advocate of the Year because she brings awareness to the disparities in the community for underprivileged individuals. I feel as though she has brought forth knowledge to an area that has been not talked about in a lot of different ways, which is sickle cell. A lot of Dr. Scott's patients have to deal with the mental health part of being sickle cell patients because when they do have pain crises, they go into the hospital. People see them as drug seekers, and they're not. They're there for a reason. So she helps them with that mental health part by talking with them, by giving them counseling, by making sure that she's an avenue that they can have someone to come and speak to advocate on their behalf. And a lot of her patients feel as though that, you know, she's a part of their family because she's always there making sure that she gives them the services that they need, despite what others may think of them. Dr. Scott has become an advocate, a leader, a warrior within her own rights in her community. And I feel as though she has been able to battle her own adversities in order to bring forth this proud moment of getting this award. Dr. Scott also happens to be my daughter. She is, and has always been, a compassionate person. And I think that she deserves this award amongst all the others that have been nominated as well. So, to you, Dr. Scott, your mother loves you, and I'm so proud of you.
2024 Advocate of the Year, the newly matriculated Dr. LaShade Scott.
Now my mama knows she wrong. She about to have me crying. I am a words of affirmation person, so we're gonna start this off with a quote. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. This quote perfectly encapsulates the essence of my journey. First and foremost, I want to express a heartfelt gratitude to my mother, Barbara Newland, for nominating me for this award. I owe you today because your unwavering love and the values you instilled in me. Statistically, odds stated that I wasn't supposed to be here, but against all odds, I'm here, being that I was raised by a single parent, teenage single parent. I've managed to become who I am today because of you. She's the first social worker I've known. She told me this was the field that I belong. But to be honest, I was rebellious, so I majored in secondary education at one point. However, after dropping out of college, I took an 8-year hiatus from pursuing my academic pursuits. But in 2015 and 2016, I had 2 children diagnosed with sickle cell disease, and that was my driving force to my new journey. So the field of social work chose me, urging me to channel my experiences in advocacy and to become the voice not only for my children thriving with sickle cell disease, but the countless of warriors battling this same condition. It was through their struggles, their resilience, and their unwavering spirits that I discovered the true essence of my purpose: to create long-lasting impacts, positive changes for this population of people. Today, as I reflect upon the countless individuals that I've had the privilege of advocating for, over 1,000 warriors whose lives I touch, I am reminded of the profound significance of living in one's purpose. It's a calling that transcends personal ambition, a journey that defines by the impact that we put into others. Walking in your purpose requires unwavering faith in yourself and in your abilities. It means standing firm in the face of adversity, refusing to be defined by your circumstances, and embracing the unknown with open arms. My journey has taught me that the only limits that exist are the ones that we impose on ourselves. So I urge all of you today to embrace your journey with courage, tenacity, and unwavering determination. Let your light shine brightly, unapologetically for the world to see. And remember, no matter what challenges lie ahead, you have within you to walk boldly in your purpose and illuminate the path for others to follow. So in closing, I want to thank my husband, Eric, for encouraging me to go back to school 7 years ago. Your words hold value, and that's why I am where I am today. Thank you, Mom, for constantly reminding me that my name, LaCharday, will stand out. I can achieve any goal that I set for myself and create positive impact. But I also want to thank you for being the example of not fitting into anybody's box. Last but certainly not least, I want to extend a special thank you to the Mental Health and Recovery Service Board of Lucas County for hosting this event to showcase amazing individuals actually putting their feet on the ground to do this work. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you.
Our next award is the Mental Health Professional of the Year. This award recognizes the outstanding work of a mental health professional who reaches above and beyond the call of duty, striving to alleviate the stigma associated with mental illness.
So Dan's been with our office since 2018 when we launched the Opportunity Project. And through this project, our attorneys and social workers work to improve the outcomes for our clients through earlier identification of what their needs might be. So our clients could be experiencing homelessness, they could have mental health issues, they could have alcohol or drug dependency. And so they look to identify those needs early so that they can make great connections with organizations in the community that can help serve our clients.
He was tasked with trying to figure out how we can engage these individuals at really the first court appearance and try to see if he can develop relationships with them, identify needs, connect them or reconnect them to services, and again, hopefully produce lasting outcomes that made them more likely to succeed and less likely to return to the criminal justice system.
Dan brings a real client-centered approach to the work that he does, and he believes in empowering our clients through information. So he wants to make sure that they know what their options are, and he really believes that if our clients are going to make the best decisions, it's our job to give them the information to do so. So I really appreciate that approach. Congratulations, Dan. We are so happy to have you in our office, and we're so proud of your award.
2024 Mental Health Professional of the Year, Daniel Huseman.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, good Lord.
I am very humbled. Good morning. I want to thank the board for being here to try to bring our community together, to try to address the things that we need to make sure that we are including everyone that needs to be included. The work that I've done coming to work for Sean in the project and developing, a program that we're trying to engage and address this area where mental illness, unfortunately, is criminalized, and we are trying to find ways to address that and to find the gaps and to try to bridge them. And just being a part of that has been something wonderful. I can't thank my team enough. I have some people back there, Kaylee, Christina, Michelle Tussing, who's not here, Jim McCarg, who's a wonderful attorney that does stuff for us in there, Larry Gold, who's our attorney that actually interviews people in the jail. I have all of this support around me, so this is really not much for me. It's more for all the people around. My family's here, which I'm grateful for. My lovely wife, Ego Edvos. And really, just because I have a chance to say some things, I figured I would just say this. It's not too long, don't worry. None of us are well until all of us are well. This is something that I heard Dr. Jonathan Sharon say at a summit that I was fortunate enough to go to just a couple weeks ago. None of us are well until all of us are well. I want you to remember that. What this really means, it means hope for our community. Hope that fundamental to the concept of community is healthcare, which must include mental health and its care. Hope that fundamental to the concept of care is service. Hope that fundamental to the concept of service is inclusion. I have hope in our community. I'm here to serve, and I hope you are too. And thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the nominees.
One thing I do want to make sure to note is that all of the videos that we're showing will be on our website. So I know some of you are trying to get the video from the screen. It might be a little difficult, but it will be available on our website for you to view and be able to download. Next, we have a new award that we're offering, which is the Mental Health Influencer of the Year. This is for the person who has made a major contribution to the mental health and/or substance use in the community. Their innovation and influence is recognized as cutting edge and influential throughout the community. The impact of their work can be seen in a population or subgroup that offers others the opportunity to be seen when they may have been neglected or desire is out of reach. This year, we will have our 2024 Mental Health Influence of the Year.
I've known Jacob for over a decade now. I know his background is someone who was a lost kid, who got involved in the juvenile justice system, who had learning disabilities and grew up to become, for a time, a drug dealer, spent time in prison. And man, when you hear that sort of lineage of someone's life's trajectory, you have certain assumptions about what they would do with their life. But Jacob actually changed his trajectory. He went back to school, he got his master's degree, he opened his own behavioral health organization, and he works with other people coming out of prison and serves as a very skilled professional, but also shows up very authentically to say that you can do it, you can be successful like I've been successful. Jacob is fearless. So what do I see in the future for Jacob? Wow, he knows no bounds. I mean, he doesn't just strike out. He's very strategic, but he's courageous. He's a leader. He's a mentor. He's a guide. He is a social worker that said, I can make a big difference in people's lives, and I don't have to live in poverty to do it. I'm so proud of the work that he's done and continues to do. My name is Dr. Celia Williamson, and I nominate Jacob Spellis for the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board Influencer Award.
2024 Influencer of the Year, Jacob Spellis.
seat, Gene. Congratulations. Thank you so much. All right. I was not prepared. You know, my staff didn't say we needed a speech or anything, so I'm just going to just wing it, kind of like my whole high school days. But I was going to fake it, but I don't have a speech. Everybody looked cool, professional. And, you know, I want to personally thank everybody on the board and Scott. I assume Scott would be like, you know, Jake's a knucklehead, here's your award, you know? And this is a beautiful event. You know, this is hard work, dedication, hours after hours, even when our patients don't appreciate us, you know? And, you know, I just want to say a speech without a story is just a speech. And every single individual in this room has touched the lives of people affected by mental health and substance use disorders. One thing, you know, Celia kind of told a lot about my story. I always felt in the field I was always fighting, trying to prove myself. And really that tenacious spirit came for our patients. 3 years ago, they told me I had 8 months to live. In the peak of my career, my wife was just pregnant, and I was diagnosed with chondrosarcoma. And everybody, I won't say everybody, there was a series of events that people blew me off due to having mental illness. And I was like, I own a business, you know, I hire people that position, and I felt stuck. But I was dying. And every single one of our patients in here is dying. People with mental illness they don't fake what's going on. They fake being well. And we have to be the voice for the voiceless. So as the influencer of the year, right? Right? I'm just asking to take it up just a little bit this year. Don't say, if I help one person, I've made it my career. What? Everybody's got a caseload of 80 people, you know? You know, and it's just a beautiful thing. I want to give a special shout out, thanks, whatever, to Ernie Banks in the back, Duke in the back. My mom and dad, who've been through me through everything. My wife, who somehow accepted me with a 33-cent check straight out of jail, no GED, but all I had was a dream, and I sold it to her. Now my timelines were always off. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this in a year, and Jake, you're not even in school. I said, don't worry, we got it, you know? I want to thank Mr. Edwards, who really was one of my first influencers, and a lady named Monica Allison. I was at UMADOT's reentry program, and I was in a room with 30 people. And out of these 30 people, I remember specifically, first day, case manager says, who don't want to be here? Boom, you know? And she says, great, I'm going to call Amanda Wilson, your probation, you go back to prison. I was like, I'll stay one more time, you know? And she taught me what a resume was. I thought it was a French word for something, you know. Do you have a resume? I said, I don't, you know. And Mr. Edwards came to speak here, and he's like, I want to offer you a job. And I was like, well, who is he? How is he going to give me a job? I'm just a felon, you know, with all these issues going on. And he gave me my first job, $8 an hour, just speaking to people. And he's like, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. And I always picture you in a suit. And I was like, I ain't going to wear a suit. You know, it's too bougie, you know. And he bought a scholarship book for me out of his own pocket and said, you will have a happy family one day. You will be in a suit. And you will own your own agency. And he believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And that's the same spirit we need to have to every single one of your patients. And I appreciate everybody in this room today. Thank you so much.
Wow. I love the stories. Next, we'll have our Diversity and Inclusion Award for Leadership. This award recognizes contract provider agencies, teams, or individuals that have demonstrated exceptional leadership in advancing the diversity and inclusion goals.
It's a really good honor for Jesus to receive this award because he is so passionate about what he does at ABLE. He's able to work for people that from all backgrounds, from all nationalities. I know that he's worked with people from South America, from Africa, from the Middle East to Europe, and he is one of the best advocators for people that don't know that they have the rights, and number two, that he can secure them for them and make sure that they get what they deserve. And I bet you didn't know Jesus was a big dog lover. Jesus has tirelessly been working for people in different capacities. Since 2014, I know that Jesus has been involved with the Toledo-Lucas County Public Library. And in that capacity, he's really advocating for people to have access to information, which is one of his best attributes, is that he wants to get that information into the hands of people from all over, no matter where they're from. And the fact that he can advocate with people who speak a different language, he's able to not just understand the language, but he understands the culture. When you talk about mental health services from different countries, it means different things. But he has that background, that knowledge, that sets him apart from other people because he is able to really understand the legal process, the mental health process, and then combine the two. So in that way, he really adds value on that second higher level.
What I think stands out most about Jesus Salas is his commitment to dismantling the barriers that deal with linguistics. He is adamant about bringing in other professionals that will streamline that whole system. What I really enjoy about him being on the Inclusion Advisory Council is how passionate he is at stressing the needs of these same groups and getting everyone on the council to stand behind him and support him in his efforts. So for that reason, the Advisory Inclusion Council is proudly nominating him for the DEI Award. Thank you.
2024 Diversity and Inclusion Award of Leadership, Jesus Salas.
Jacob, you're hard to follow. I have to tell you. I feel like I'm doing an oral argument in front of a federal court judge, so I have my little three-pointer here, so I don't miss anything. I don't have a written speech or anything like that. So the first thing I want to thank the Mental Health Board for, especially the two individuals that nominated me. I thought I had pushed you to the limit where you would not even talk to me anymore. And thank you for the dog lover, Bob. I really, it's an inside joke on the dog thing. The last piece before I get to, I want to thank my wife because she and I met at Oxford University in 1988. I should say that little did she know what she was getting into. She's from Spain, had never been to the US. And she asked me, what do I do? I said, I work in legal services. And she said, oh, so what's legal services? Well, we help the poor, the underprivileged, and we go against power governmental structures, corporations. Says, oh, so you're like Robin Hood. But I said, pretty much. And then she said, but you're poor, like poor Robin. Yeah. We've been married 34 years, going to 35. She's still here. She's still here. So she still supports me on my she's from Spain, so she said Don Quixote quest, trying to look at the windmills of justice. So let me say this. There is a book, the first book I ever read in undergrad called Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. And never heard of the book, and I thought it was Invisible Man, the movie, No. So I read the book, and it had a profound impact on me because, and I'm going to paraphrase him in the book. If you have a chance, please read it. It's about a black man in the 1950s in the South. And he says in the book, I'm here, I can see, I can feel, I walk the streets, nobody sees me. Why? And he starts that journey on the book on that one. Same thing for the refugees from the Middle East, from Latin America, from Southeast Asia, from Africa, the homeless, the farm workers, the undocumented. They're all here, friends. The farm workers, you don't see them, but they're here. And they provide everything that you have. And actually, one of the things that I used to do in Massachusetts was teach history. Same pattern. This is the next generation of leaders, of Americans. They're like Barack Obama that I just got reminded. Nobody would have thought he would have been a president of the United States. A young female from the Middle East could be the next president that was born here of the United States. So I always go back to Ralph Ellison, Invisible Man, as kind of like the cornerstone of the work that I've been doing. Thank you.
Now to our 2024 Advocate Hall of Fame Award winners. This is a Lifetime Achievement Award that honors Lucas County residents who have worked tirelessly over their lifetime to reduce the stigma of mental illness and addiction.
So this year, Zeph Center is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and Dr. Hung has been with us through this journey for 45 years. So when you think about someone spending 45 years of their career, their life, at one organization, that is dedication, that's commitment, that is a true desire to be a part of something. I think her impact has really been her kindness and gentle way of being involved in aspects of medical advice and nurturing residents. Decisions were made in the best interest of the patients. And if you think about how psychiatry has changed over 45 years, she has been a part of that, a part of the teaching community, and really just ensuring that quality care is given at every level, from medication to therapy to care coordination. Our community has moved in a direction of really meeting people where they're at, helping them become stable in the environment they want to be in, not in the hospital. She has been the person setting the tone for our organization. We are so blessed to have had the opportunity to have her be really the leader of Zeph Center. Deb Flores, CEO of the Zeph Center. It has been my privilege to nominate Dr. Ah Hung as the Advocate Hall of Fame Award winner.
One special note, as Dr. Hung comes, one special note that our winners for the Hall of Fame not only win an award, but their name is also placed on a plaque that is on the wall inside the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Dr. Hung.
Thank you so much. It's heavy. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm truly honored and humbled to be recognized today. I thank all of you. It has been quite a privilege and opportunity to serve people and the family in our community. I'm so grateful for all the support I got and the teamwork we had and collaboration with all the amazing staff of Jeff Center throughout these years. I would like to accept this award for the people we serve and the people who are working in this field, and truly amazing staff of all Jeff Center. Thank you so much.
And this year we have the honor of having two Hall of Fame advocates. So here's our second award winner.
John Edwards and UMADOP, the Urban Minority Alcohol Drug Abuse Outreach Program here in Lucas County. Wow, he's been at this and changing legislation on a local level, on a state level, around mental health, behavioral health. And what UMADOP has done, I tell you, I came into UMADOP and just saw the works and the relationships that were a part of the UMADOP culture, if you would. And I say that because there has been so many individuals who have went through the doors and the services of UMADOP. The leaderships from, as we say, from the streets to the suites. Mr. Edwards and UMADOP has connected those relationships. I remember one particular time, our chemical dependency format that the state of Ohio uses. Mr. Edwards knows the individual who introduced it to the state of Ohio, who actually now, when a person is being certified in the state of Ohio under the Ohio chemical dependency format, Mr. Edwards knows the individual himself, who, which was just an amazing piece to see him pick up the phone and call many of our local leaders, state leaders, national leaders, his connections to so many of our society issues that impact minority communities, black communities, from, to your point, from the cocaine to the drugs to the 80s to the legislations that's being passed that impacts many of us today. Thank you for recognizing and giving Mr. John Edwards his flowers for the works, the service, and the commitments that he has done through the years. I am Montrese Terry, and I am nominating Mr. John Edwards Sr. for the Advocate Hall of Fame, presented to you by the Lucas County Mental Health Board of Recovery Services.
2024 Advocate Hall of Fame, Mr. John Edwards, accepted on his son, John Edwards.
Everyone has said everything good about him already, huh? No, it's, I was sitting trying to think of, because I don't have a speech prepared, but I was trying to think of how do I capsize over 50 years of service? And that can be a little difficult, trying to pinpoint just certain things and to highlight. My dad took me everywhere with him when I was just knee-high to the office doing this work. And so I was raised up doing this work and following into his footsteps, and big shoes to fill. Like so many others that have mentioned, like he has laid some groundwork, but he taught me it takes a good follower to be a good leader. And humility goes a long way and will become your best friend if you're humble. And I appreciate the work, the legacy, but if he was standing here, he would tell you that none of this would have been possible without the peership and the mentorship of each and every one of you in this room. And how he would be humble enough to tell you that he appreciate, just this morning when I talked to him on my way over here, he wanted everyone to know how much he appreciate and each and every one of you in this room, his peers, the community, because that's why he does this. You know, you're not going to get rich doing this work. So it has to come from a good place. And it has to be sincere. It's got to be a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment. And he has stayed true to that. I can pick up the phone at 2, 3 in the morning and call John Edwards Sr., and we're going to have a conversation about AI, about all kind of things of how does this, you know, how do those things, you know, will affect what we do in our line of work. And he's constantly moving, constantly thinking, constantly working, even at, you don't want me to share his age, but he just turned 80 this year, so. But we would also be totally remiss to, you know, to thank Scott and the Mental Health Board and his team for working closely with us over the years, many years. I mean, even predating the Mental Health Board. And so it's been a pleasure in having that relationship, having that guidance, having collaboration to, you know, do what we do in our community. If he was standing here, he would want me to leave you with some parting words. And I'm not going to make his voice too deep. His voice is deeper than mine, so. But he would definitely say to you all that, you know, self-care, self-care, self-care. Give yourself the best so that we can give the best. All right, thank you.
Wow, this has been absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to our recipients of their awards. They have received the award because of going beyond the call of service, and they have shown us what can happen when you are dedicated, when you do your very best. And for that reason, we recognize them today. Again, congratulations, and thank you for all that you have done. But the truth is, we're all a part of a fine tapestry. That means that the tapestry is never complete until we are all working together and doing our very best. And your presence here today for this 10th annual awards ceremony indicates your concern and your willingness to join together for the cause of mental health. All of us are a part of it. But we're never complete until we come together. So we thank you for your presence here today. Why don't you give yourselves a big round of applause for just being here. But I really marvel at what Scott Silak and his team is able to do for Lucas County Mental Health Board. Let's give them a big round of applause and thank you. And the Mental Health Recovery Services Board. Again, thank you so much for what you have done and what you continue to do. And so let's make this day your best day. Take care.